in Year 1, we teach reading in a number of ways. Each day we have a daily phonics session. We have a guided reading session. Once a week we have a reading comprehension session, and also the children take home books which they read with you at home each day, which this year we're also supplementing with the online books on Scholastic Pro Reader. So our main focus in Year 1 is teaching the children to read through synthetic phonics. So children are taught to read by breaking down the words into the separate sounds or their phonemes. Then they're taught how to blend these sounds together to read the whole word. Children will have a read, write, inch lesson each day, and they are encouraged to use these strategies to read and write in other lessons. There are around 40 different sounds in the English language. During their daily phonics sessions, we build on the work that they did in phonics in reception. So we teach them to read accurately and fluently with good comprehension. They learn to form each letter and spell correctly, and also to compose their ideas step by step. So we're showing them the link between spelling and reading from the start. They're taught a new sound every day, and we also revisit known sounds and develop their ability to segment and blend words. In Year 1, they are taught phonics every day in 20-minute sessions where they'll be separated into groups so that we can target gaps in their knowledge and also push them forward with the new sounds they need to learn. This shows you all the different ways of making sounds in the English language, and over the course of the year we will visit all of these sounds with the children. We also have a character that joins us in our phonics sessions called Fred Frog. He can only speak in sounds, so he helps the children with segmenting, blending words, e.g. For example, if they had to read the word cat, k, a, t, and they would then blend the sounds back together. They also start to read more complex and compound words in Year 1. Fred also helps the children to understand that there are some words in the English language which you can't break down into sounds. For example, the letter I and the word the, and we have the saying that you can't thread a red. At the end of the year, in June, children in Year 1 are required to sit a screening check. It's a way for us to make sure they have made sufficient progress with their phonics skills, in their ability to read words, and that they're on track to become fluent readers as they move through their school career, and also that they are going to be able to enjoy reading for pleasure and for learning. It was taken individually by all children in Year 1, usually in June, so it will be in the summer. It's designed to give teachers and parents information on how their child is progressing in phonics, and also it helps to identify if they need any extra support at this stage so they don't fall behind in like this vital early reading skill. The check is split into 2 sections. There are 20 words which are real words, and there are 20 words which are known as alien words. So they're made up words that you can read phonetically. There are 4 words on each page. It usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do the check, and we would try to do that as far as possible in one sitting, whilst we recognise there are a few children that need to do this test maybe over a couple of sittings due to focus. It's a school-based check, so you don't require parents to do anything for it at home, and it makes sure that children get extra support they need promptly should they need it. It's not a stressful situation. It's usually me that sits the check with the children, and we will have done several practice ones beforehand so they know exactly what to expect, but we won't call it a test. Children usually enjoy completing the check. They often spend a lot of time telling me which is their favourite alien. So it checks that your children can sound out and blend graphemes in order to read simple words, to read phonetically decodable 1-syllable and 2-syllable words, for example, cat, sand, windmill, and also to read a selection of nonsense words, which are referred to as pseudo words. We actually call them alien words to children because each one is has a picture of an alien next to it, and I usually tell them it's the alien's name. So the nonsense words are phonetically decodable, but they're not actual words with a meaning, e.g. brip, snore. Pseudo words are included to check specifically whether your child can decode a word using phonics skills and not just knowing words from memory. The pseudo words, as I said before, will be shown to your child with a picture of an alien, and they'll be asked to tell the teacher what sort of alien it is by reading the word. This not only makes the check a bit more fun, but provides children with a context for the nonsense word, which is independent from any existing vocabulary they may have. Crucially, it doesn't provide any clues, so your child just has to be able to code it. Children generally find the nonsense words amusing, so they probably enjoy reading these words. There is a pass mark. Currently, since the check started in 2012, it has always been 32 out of 40. However, if your child did not reach the required standard, then next step would be to discuss plans and offer additional support to ensure they can catch up. We recognise children progress at different speeds, so not reaching this score doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem. I think particularly this year, we are obviously already identifying gaps in knowledge that due to the break from school. And if they did not pass the test at the end of year 1, they will then just resit the check the following summer term in year 2. This year, the screening will take place throughout the week, beginning Monday the 7th of June. So it's really important that your child is in school during this week. So, ways you can help. Read with your child every night and practice sounding out unknown words. And some of the terms which we do use with the children are, for example, a digraph where you have 2 letters making one sound. We do call these special friends in school as well. So, for example, the OW in cow making an ow sound. We also have trigraphs, which are 3 letters or special friends that make one sound. For example, in night, the IGH making the I sound. We also teach the children about split digraphs. So that's 2 vowels which have a consonant in between. They used to be known as magic E. So, for example, in spine, you have an I split E. Again, we say to the children, these are special friends. However, they're a bit chatty when they're together, so there has to be a letter in between. Try to encourage your child to sound out when they're reading or writing. Focus particularly on spotting the more unusual patterns or looking for the special friends in the words. You can also try some of the online resources if you want to give them some extra help at home. For example, on Phonics Bloom, there's a game called Odd and Bob, which is free to use, and we have been using this in school. So children look for the special friends, sound out the word, and then decide whether they think that word is a real word or a fake word, and feed the correct alien. Please remember, although there is a bit of a focus on phonics in year 1, it's not the only thing that children need to become a fluent reader. Encourage them to sound out the words, reread what they've read to check it makes sense, use the pictures for clues, and ask them questions about the book. In year 1, we also have, as I previously mentioned, daily guided reading sessions where we introduce the children to texts which are more challenging than they would be able to read by themselves. So we use these to look at vocabulary, again, reading comprehension, teaching them about retrieving answers from the text, making predictions and looking for inference. And the same in our weekly comprehension lessons, where we will give the children a simple, at the moment, a sentence, and then give them some simple questions to answer about that, where they either have to look for the answer, make a prediction, or make some inference about how a character might be feeling. And most importantly, children should enjoy reading. This slide shows you some of the websites that we use in school to help the children with their reading. So you have a phonics balloon, which I've just shown you on the previous slide. They have a number of games, but we have used Odd and Bob in school. The YouTube clip is the link to the Ruth Miskin website, which is the scheme we use to read in school. There are lots of helpful videos on there showing you how we teach phonics in school, and also how each of the sounds is made, for if there's any we're not sure of. Teach Your Monster to Read is something the children will have been signed up to in reception, which again works through different phonics activities. Children really enjoy watching the Alpha Block show on CBeebies, where the letters join together and they have the option to sound out the word and blend. Oxford Owl has lots of online books that you can read with your children, and Oxford Owl is the reading scheme, one of the reading schemes that we have in school with the Biff and Chip books. And then this year, our new website is the Scholastic Learning Zone, where your children will be allocated at least 2 books a week based on the colour bands that they are reading in school. So it's just some extra books that you can read with your children. And each one is followed by a quiz, which helps to assess their understanding of what they've read. So normally at this point in the presentation, we would ask if anyone has any questions. Obviously, we're doing it slightly different this year. So if you have any questions about reading with your child, or the screening, or anything else to do with reading or phonics, you can either put them in the reading diaries and then we'll deal with those, or if it's a longer question, you could email them to the school admin address, which will then get passed on to us. Or if it's something you need to speak to us a bit more in depth, then you can phone the school to arrange a phone meeting with myself or Miss Store, and we'll be happy to speak to you about any of your things that you need a bit more guidance on. I hope this has been helpful, and look forward to working with you to help your children to read, and just remember, reading is fun. Thanks a lot.